Afternoon. I'm here to officially announce that Sergeant Erik Levasseur was discharged from Lawnwood on Wednesday morning. He walked out of the facility on his own power with the assistance of his wife and a cane. I want to just take a moment to thank so many people, and I know I'm going to miss several, so I'm just going to try and hit some of the highlights, but I do anticipate this is going to be the last press conference on the topic for at least some time. So I just wanted to, first and foremost, on behalf of the men and women of the Port St. Lucie Police Department, we have to thank God for this miraculous occasion and moment. Again, forgive me if I forget, but on the evening of December 1st in the incident, trauma surgeon and director Dr. David Roubaix, assisted by Dr. Takashi Koyoma, were very much key in the initial care and life-saving efforts. So I want to mention them and give them special thanks. The Center for Advanced Eye Care, Dr. Logan Vanderwood, South Coast Ear, Nose, and Throat, Dr. Seth Tudor, Plastic Surgeon, Dr. Andrew McGregor, Cardiology, Dr. Babar Sharif, Bascom Palmer, Eye Institute, Ryder Trauma Center, and the entire team. Every law enforcement agency that helped us along the way, I'm going to forget some because it's so difficult. We got so much help and so much outpouring, but I have to thank the Treasure Coast law enforcement agencies of the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, Martin County Sheriff's Office, Fort Pierce Police Department, Stewart Police Department, the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, and Florida Highway Patrol. During this whole process, night one, St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office and Martin County Sheriff's Office sent the deputies up into the city and down into the city to assist us by taking over responses to patrol so our officers could handle the ongoing situation. Spring Health Suites and additional organizations which provide hospitality to the Levasseur family. I have to thank all City Council, City staff, and especially Senator Gail Harrell. During some of the more difficult moments through this, when we were struggling to locate the best available eye surgeons, and I was speaking with some, actually I happened to be on the phone with the Vice Mayor at that time, and I mentioned all of the phone calls that I had received over the last 48 hours from pretty powerful people in the state of Florida. I'm pretty impressed with the Rolodex I have now. And, I said they all offered and were willing to help. And we were having problems finding the right eye surgeon and then getting Erik down to where he had to be or up to where he had to be and determined. And the Vice Mayor said, well, how about Gail Harrell? I'm like, well, she reached out. She said, well, call her. And I did. And she was able to make miracles happen and helped us get Erik down to Miami in front of some of the best eye surgeons in the state. And correct that. And facilitated the surgery that he got on his eyes. He went through 2 surgeries on his eyes. He had a total of 5 surgeries, 3 in the facial area, and as you know, 2 in the eyes. He has more surgeries probably in his future. He's got plastic surgery in his future as well as more procedures on both eyes. His mobility at this time, he's able to walk on his own with the assistance of a cane. His vision at this time, he's reporting no vision in the right eye and shadowy vision in the left eye. I think that's a remarkable improvement from what we had seen early on, and we hope that that continues to improve. At this point, I'd like to offer the opportunity to answer any questions that you might have.
Chief, I know that this may not be at the forefront of the mind, but any idea when Sergeant Levasseur has said he may want to come back to work or anything like that?
I think he wants to be back tomorrow. He's incredibly motivated and probably bored out of his mind, but right now he needs to rest, and he's resting at home with his family. But if you did look at the video that released, he got home, got on the radio because he realized he never officially went 10-7 from the shift on December 1st. and he wanted to complete that task, and then he made note that he'd be back, and that was very uplifting, and I know he means it. He truly means it, and I believe he will be back, and we'll see to what capacity, how soon, but he'll be
For those
back.
who don't know, what does 10-7 mean?
End of shift. Sorry.
No, it's okay. And you know, there's been such an outpouring of support from the community. I mean, has Sergeant Levasseur spoken to you about how it feels for him to hear all the support that he's been getting?
When we have those conversations, it becomes emotionally overwhelming, and he just goes like this, you know, and indicates all of the love. And, you know, for our agency, it's been overwhelming in a good way, right? At the amount of love and outpouring that we've received from this community. They always support us, this community, but in a time like this, it's just incredibly important, and to maintain the spirits and morale of the officers who are still doing the job every day, it's very important. You couldn't walk into this building without somebody trying to feed you with something. There was food everywhere. There was all kinds of gestures, people wanting to work on Erik's house, and in fact did, you know. So again, it's been unbelievable, and there's no way I could thank everybody, but our community is incredible.
He's continuing his healing at home. Did you mention his mood, how he's feeling?
Yeah, he's feeling incredibly grateful and positive, and he's very optimistic, and he's very confident that he will be back to work and he will make a full recovery. And he's maintains a sense of humor, and I'll share that, you know, he expressed that he understands he's a supervisor and he's a leader in law enforcement, and he needs to set an example, and I believe he's done that.
Chief, was it important for him to wear his uniform out of the hospital, and if so, why?
It was something very important to him. He wanted to walk out of that hospital as close to how he walked into work on the evening of December 1st. He wanted to be as much like he was before the incident. And again, like I mentioned, he hadn't finished his shift in his eyes, and he wanted to do that and complete that, and he had to do that in uniform.
Does he have any memory of what?
He remembers
transpired?
that. He remembers everything. Everything, every detail he remembers.
The word miraculous has been thrown around a lot with this situation. Not even to mention how fantastic he looks considering everything that had happened. Just speak to that a little bit about just where we are now and where we were on December 1st.
And I don't use that word lightly. And, you know, my 30 years in law enforcement, I've witnessed many tragedies, and I've been coming from New York City. I've seen many officers lose their lives in the line of duty, and several shot, and I have never witnessed, not let alone an officer, but a human being shot in the face in the area that he was with the type of weapon that he was, and lived to tell the tale. And I was very, very concerned that evening that we were going to have a much more bleak outcome. I was bracing and preparing myself for the worst, and just extremely, you know, feeling grateful and blessed. There's no way that could have happened without some type of intervention, right? So when we use the word miraculous, there's no other way to explain it.
Where did the bullet enter on him?
One entered right beside his nose, and one a little bit further.
Chief,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
thank you. Chief, you had mentioned that he remembers every detail. Is it a traumatic experience for him that he does not like to speak about? Can you expand on that?
Well, for sure it's a traumatic incident, right? And it's a traumatic experience, but he has had no hesitation to talk about it. We had quite a good conversation about what occurred. He was able to clear up some of the concerns, or not concerns, but questions that I had, you know, and curiosities. So, yeah, it's traumatic. There's no doubt it's traumatic, but, you know, he's a tactician. He's a person who's been a tactical student for many years as a SWAT operator and officer, and I think that he finds these things fascinating, and, you know, he's wondering, could I have done anything different? Could I have done anything better? What could be learned from this? What could the agency benefit from in looking at this situation? And we went back and forth, and, you know, I'm like, no, you were perfect. You did great.
The video that you guys shared on Facebook, I guess yesterday, of him walking out with, I guess, with his wife, that wasn't from actually Lawnwood Hospital. That was from like a rehabilitation facility.
So yeah, it's a pavilion right next door to the hospital.
Is he facing any more surgeries, or is it just rehab from now on?
We are anticipating that he'll have more eye surgery in the future, and that he'll also have plastic surgery follow-up.
Just to kind of piggyback on your answer to Annie, the idea that just not even a day or so after he's being released from the hospital, he's already wondering how this experience could help the department. Tell me, and that speaks to his character. Tell me about that.
Well, he's been a supervisor for a while, and he loves teaching, and he loves sharing his experience and knowledge with new incoming officers. He had a very young crew with him that evening, and he felt a great deal of responsibility for their safety, so much so that he put himself at point in the most dangerous position, and he takes that responsibility seriously. He's looking at how he can take this experience and turn it into a positive and direct it some way that, you know, benefits others moving forward, because he knows he survived for a reason. He's not done. There's a plan for him, and he's looking forward to that and looking to identify, you know, what that's going to look like. So he's already had some conversation with me about joining the training division and working in that capacity at the agency. So he's just looking to do it in a positive way and to have a positive outlook, and I think he's had to have done that the whole time, to survive 37 days in the hospital in a very uncomfortable manner, enduring 5 surgeries. If you're not in a positive with a good outlook, you know, you're probably not going to have the same results that we have here.
Can you just talk about, I know we always talk about this, but just the unexpected, what your officers faced? I mean, we had 2 officers involved in one deadly shooting, and then your officer, and they're just responding to, you know, what you would consider, oh, it's a nice gated neighborhood, and look what happens.
I don't think any of us have that mindset ever when we're doing this job. We don't say it's a nice neighborhood, it's a nice city, it's a safe city, this could never happen here. We know that it can. That's the reality. It can happen anywhere, any neighborhood, any house, any time. And I think every officer that does this job with competence knows that. And they know they have to be prepared for it. And bosses and guys like Erik teach that and preach that. And again, in situations like this, we owe it to the people involved to learn from what occurred and see, hey, could we have done something different? That's how you honor people that go through traumatic experiences in this job. They did it for a reason, and you have to take that and put a positive behind it and benefit officers moving forward. We're in the process of launching Drone as a First Responder in this city, and out of our upcoming crime center. And I just think, you know, had we had that technology up and running in December, we would have had the ability to have a drone respond to the scene prior to officers getting there and get more intel and more information. And the sergeant could have had a better understanding of where he was going to face this suspect and what the situation was going to be. So we have to continue to learn from these situations, figure out how we can better leverage technology and manage the situations. But law enforcement's continually improving, developing, moving forward, and that's how you make something out of these situations. And again, the fact that we're standing here and we have video, and I'm telling you that he walked out on his own power. The second press conference I did on the night of December 1st on this incident, and I just looked at whoever was in the room that day and said, at this point, we're just looking forward to the day that he walks out of there. And he did. And I'm just grateful for that. Billy, I don't know what else to say about it.
Do you know if he got a shot off at the gunman?
I don't believe that he did. We had some speculation based on, but our analysis right now, it doesn't appear that he did.
I watched the video of him walking out. I mean, he looked really great to me. I mean, I would never think that he had gotten shot in the face, honestly.
I appreciate that. He did look really good, and part of it is because he was extremely positive, and you know, he was next to his wife, who is a rock, by the way. just incredible the way that she handled the whole situation. She's got a medical background as a nurse. She understood everything that was going on every step of the way, was able to do all types of care for him at bedside. I know that, you know, the first few times I saw him, he did not look good at all. It was really rough, and it was really frightening early on. He has a bunch of facial hair going because he cannot shave tight because of the wounds that are there. I think had he been clean shaven, you would have been able to see a lot more. But I'm grateful for the fact that he looks as good as he does, and he's going to look even better. And you know, he jokes about that, and I tell him it's an improvement. You know, so, but obviously not serious. But that's, you know, how we get through things with levity, right? And he had no shortage of that. And again, he wanted to know if the doctors could do something about his baldness while he was having these surgeries, and you know, just incredible.
You mentioned his wife. What's his wife's first name?
Jennifer,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Does he live in Port St. Lucie?
Yes,
Does she work at Lawnwood? You said she's a nurse.
I'm not aware of where she works.
Okay.
Jennifer, common spelling.
Yes.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, everybody.
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank